Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today.
Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. I certainly do appreciate it. Today's beer, we're going to do another one of these St. Arnold's Brewing Bishop Barrel. This is number 20. We did 19 yesterday. This is 20. And this one comes from Brandon C., of course, down in Texas. Brandon, thanks a bunch, my brother. I do appreciate it. We're getting to these Bishop Barrels beers. And he usually puts a little note on the back of these Bishop barrels, and I'm going to read that to you. Date brewed October 25th of 2016. The date it was racked is November 24th of 2016, and the date it was bottled was February 19th of 2018. So the beer style is Sorachi Ace Dubbel or Dubbel. Tells original gravity, final gravity. The alcohol was 7.9% prior to bottle and 8.5% after bottling. Bitterness 26 IBUs. So I think this is another one that they did in a wine barrel, red wine barrel on this one. So they did a Chardonnay barrel on 19. They did a red wine on this one. And guys, from yesterday's beer, it was done in a Chardonnay. This is red wine. I expect it to have a little bit of a red color to it probably, and still have that same grapey, venomous characteristics that you get from a wine barrel. Doesn't say anything about any kind of Brettanomyces or anything, but I don't know what yeast they've used on this. So not a huge beer at 8.5%. Decent, but not a monster beer, if you will. So, commercial description was real long on Beer Advocate. Over on Untapped, it says, yep, Sorachi Ace Dubbel aged in red wine barrels with Brettanomyces and raspberries. So, and raspberries is also going to lead to having that reddish color, pinkish reddish color too. So, another wine barrel edition of their Bishop's barrels. So that is all we need to talk about. So let's stop talking and start pouring. Nice little hiss. A little bit of smoke coming out of there. Into the glass we go. Well, I'm expecting a lot more red color with the raspberries and wine barrels, but it's not. Food pairing says cheese is buttery, brie, Gouda, Havarti, Swiss. Your stronger cheeses, General Chocolate. Meat is beef. Glassware, goblet, or chalice. I'm using my favorite tulip glass today, guys. And again, it says it can be sold for a long period of time, and I can't think of a reason why you couldn't either. Didn't pour hardly any head at all, unlike yesterday's beer. It is a brown color, guys. Maybe a slight hint of some redness in there. Not a lot of light coming through the big bowl part, but I've got some. I can see light through the thin part, and it looks mostly brown, maybe with a slight, very slight reddish tint. To the nose we go. Again, the Brettanomyces yeast is off the chain, guys. I'm getting that big Saison farmhouse funkiness right on the nose, right up front. And just a slight hint of the raspberries. If I didn't know that's what was in there, I would not be saying that, but there is some berry-esque qualities to it. So I'm assuming that's the raspberries. Well, smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brandon. Now I am getting the raspberries on the taste. Very heavy berry-esque quality. But Brettanomyces is there. Another unique beer for a Dubbel or a Dubbel. And Untapped has it as a Belgian Dubbel. Guys, to be honest with you straight up, this could be classified as an old ale also, like yesterday's beer. It all depends on what they want to call it. Little bit different qualities with the raspberries and the red wine barrels, but not a huge, massive difference. A little bit more berries than I was getting on the grapes, which is a little surprising since they've done the red wine barrels. The berries and the grapes, it's hard to characteristically differentiate them right now, but it's cold right out of the fridge, so let's do what we always do. Let's sip on it for a while and see what we end up with. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Been sipping on about 30 minutes or so. Very similar to yesterday's beer in the Chardonnay barrels. This one's done in the red wine barrels. I'm getting more raspberries than I am the red wine. It definitely has a berry taste to it to me. I would put it in the same category as yesterday's beer, guys. A lot of people want to do, a lot of breweries want to do different things and different type of barrels, and just to do something different, guys. My personal honest opinion, I think it would have been a better beer if they'd put it in a bourbon barrel, but you can't put it in a bourbon barrel every year and do something different. So that's why they do this. Just something outside the box to do something different. So very enjoyable. Alcohol is well hidden for an 8.5%. Kind of tasty. Alcohol, like I said, well hidden. Final chug. The Brettanomyces yeast is off the chain, guys. Definitely getting that big time farmhouse saison funkiness going with it. And putting it in the red wine barrels and then adding raspberries to it, you're definitely getting the berry quality, the berry-esque quality to it. Not getting a whole lot of grapes on this one. If it's there, it's very subliminal. I find it about the same category as I gave yesterday's beer. To me, guys, B plus 89. That's where I'm going to put this. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 3.86, and Untapped has it at 3.87. So I am giving it a better grade than both of those groups are on this beer too, just like I did yesterday's. And there's a lot of people that's probably going to say, "Oh my God, that's an A beer." I'm not going to argue with that, guys. If you love that big Brettanomyces characteristics to your beers, this has definitely got that. And if you like the wine-esque or grape-esque qualities or raspberries on this particular one, you're probably going to really like this. So, but I find it not something I would probably purchase for myself, even though the alcohol is up in the range where I like my beers to be. Just not a big fan of wine barrel or Chardonnay barrel beers. They're a nice change, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy these occasionally, but it's probably not something I'd want to drink every day. So a nice occasional beer, if you will. So if you've had this one from St. Arnold's Brewing, this is their Bishop's Barrel number 20. Let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.